Attention in the barn. We will be starting promptly at 8 a.m. with 18-year-olds and working our way down. Thank you.
Check, 1, 2.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes. 18-year-olds, please be getting ready in the barn.
At this time, we need all 18-year-old showmen to please be making your way to the ring. This is Emma Reed, Alex Bosom, Kaylee Jennings, Waylon Sr., Stacy Arthur, and Katie Wolfer. Entering the arena at this time is class age 18 for hog showmanship. This is Emma Reed, Alex Bosom, Waylon Sr., Stacy Arthur, and Katie Wolfer. Making their way to the arena at this time will be age 17 hog showmanship. This is Lance Cornwell, Savannah Pennington, Hunter Ross, Riley Ealing, Leah Riley, Cameron Hall, Mason Ross, and Peyton Smith.
Well, good morning. We're going to start this morning with your showmanship, and obviously these are your oldest kids. I think for our first class, we have a great way to start. Narrowed it down between two of them, and I'd just like to take a chance to discuss them while we've got them out here. the three of you that placed third down, you guys can take a break for a minute while we discuss these. The young man and the young lady are obviously the two that surfaced to the top of this class relatively easily for me. Not only in the ability do they have to get these things drove and presented to the best of their abilities, but I think they do things in very subtly different ways. One's a little bit more reserved in the way that he carries himself, and then the young lady, she's a little bit more aggressive. So I think it kind of depends more how you want to prioritize. Do you want them a little bit more intense? Do you want them a little bit more reserved? For me, I've always been one that kind of goes towards more aggressive showmen, the ones that have that drive and that passion to excel and be the top. And I've always been a firm believer that showmanship starts in the holding pen, and I feel like that's where the young lady excels, and she's going to win this class today. Congratulations to her. Taking nothing away from the young man, I think he does an absolutely wonderful job at how he presents his skill and his ability to get her drove. I think where the subtle differences in is more so how he carries himself in terms of his posture. I feel like if we could convey just a little bit more confidence in the way that we drive that gilt, that would give you such a tremendous advantage, because when it comes to positioning and where you pace and put yourself, you do excel there. I'd just like you to turn up that intensity and that aggressiveness just ever so slightly, and I think that we could kind of rediscuss that pair. Young lady that sits in third. Unfortunately, her partner just gave out on her today. That bear is just not very happy to be out here. Her ability to drive and position and get to opening holes are very, very commendable. I think if we give her a better partner to work with today, things could be a lot different for her, but big congratulations to her. Young lady that sits there in four, unfortunately, there was a couple times I caught you probably not staying with your partner as much as I'd like, but when those times that you two did connect, I think that was a very, very good positions and where you had yourself. Rounding out with the young man there in fifth, I think, unfortunately, you just kind of wanted to have a little bit more distance compared to the rest of the kids in the class, as well as I'd like to see you have probably a little bit more control over that hog, but I think did a very great job. Congratulations to them as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 17 hog showmanship. This is Lance Cornwell, Savannah Pennington, Hunter Ross, Riley Ealing, Cameron Hall, Mason Ross, and Peyton Smith. We want to welcome our judge today, Mr. Gus Mitchum. Gus grew up on a farrow to finish operation outside of South Solon, Ohio. He and his family own Mitchum Show Pigs, which consists of a herd of 20 purebred sows. Gus attended Miami Trace High School and Southern State College, majoring in ag business. During his livestock judging career, Gus placed as high individual in the state in both 4-H and FFA judging contests, as well as he and his team winning state. The group went on to be third in the nation, earning them the opportunity of traveling to Scotland and Ireland to judge. Gus has judged shows in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and West Virginia. Gus enjoys giving back to the youth and volunteers his time with the OH Pigs circuit and in the swine barn at the Ohio State Fair. Let's give him a round of applause. Congratulations, age 18 hog showman. In first place, Stacy Arthur. Second place, Alex Bosom. Third place, Katie Wolfer. Fourth place, Emma Reed. And in fifth place, Waylon Sr. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 16 hog showmanship. This is Jaden Swader, Caitlin Brandenburg, Riley Carnahan, and Savannah Smith. Please be making your way to the arena at this time.
Here in our second class of showmanship, I think the two individuals that surfaced relatively quickly for me were the young men in the red and the young men in pink. I think those two do an exceptional job in terms of not only their ring presence, but they epitomize that when you come into showmanship, it starts in that holding pen and it doesn't stop until you leave that ring. Regardless of where they've placed, if you've noticed, neither of those kids have stopped. They know their placings, but yet they're still continuing to drive as though it's still going on. So my hat's off to them. Young man in the red that's going to lead off this class, I think, just does absolutely a phenomenal job when we get him out here with the rest of these kids. Takes a commanding control over the ring, uses the surface to the best of his ability, and what I mean by that is he doesn't shortchange himself in this ring. He uses every available space that he can, and makes this his stage, and I think that's why, in terms of ring presence, he takes the cake. Young man in the pink, I think, absolutely does a phenomenal job. I really want to put a lot of the blame on his partner today, because most of the mistakes that were made were actually due to his partner. So I don't want him to hang his head by any means, because he does a phenomenal job. I think if we could just change that partner up, it could make life a little easier for him. Young man that's heading towards the exit pin, that's sitting there in third. Same situation as like the young man in second. I really think his partner, the longer the drive went out, the more his partner wanted to fight back and push back, and that ended up sliding him down there into the 3-hole. But I think that he needs to make sure to maintain his confidence, because he does a very, very good job. Young lady next here in fourth, I think she did a great job. Biggest thing I would like to change about her is the amount of distance that she wants to put between us. She wants to kind of be a little bit more reserved and put a lot more distance between myself and her. I think we need to dial up that aggressiveness and kind of come towards the front of the pack, and that would change things a lot. Young lady coming in next. Unfortunately, a big thing is her partner. Like you said early on, the longer this drive went on, the more and more that partner wanted to kind of fight back and not do quite as much as she wanted, but she does a great job in terms of eye contact and intensity. Young man in fourth, unfortunately, he just kind of wanted to drift, and I didn't quite see him or notice him nearly as much as I did the others. And then the young man that'll round out our class, unfortunately, his partner just was not wanting to cooperate with him today. Please give him a big round of applause as they make their way on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 16 Swine Showmanship. This is Jaden Swader, Caitlin Brandenburg, Riley Carnahan, and Savannah Smith. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 15 Swine Showmanship, which has been split into 2 heats, so please be sure to listen and come up when your name is called. Our first heat is going to be Xander Fishback, Madeline Royce, Ronnie Bullock, Nolan Armour, and Scarlett Lucky. Congratulations, age 17 Swine Showmanship. In first place, Mason Ross. Second place, Hunter Ross. Third place, Lance Cornwell. Fourth place, Savannah Pennington. And in fifth place, Peyton Smith.
smaller class here, but I think we turned up the heat a little bit, and especially when we get to the top end of the class. Young lady in the blacks, where I'm going to elect to lead off with. For those of you that are sitting ringside that might be younger, this is a good class to watch in terms of how to be aggressive but without being overly. The young lady does a great job. Not only does she use the surface and takes advantage of this being a smaller class, so she's able to use even more of the surface compared to some of these earlier classes that we had. But the way that she drives and has that hog presented at every time I turn around, from the minute she stepped in to the minute that she leaves, the hog never took a bad step. Always made sure that she maintained a good pace. Great way to lead the class off. A little bit more of a challenge as we get down to 2 and 3, because like we talked early on in the day, there's some subtle differences. The young man that I elect to go into second, he's more calm, he's more reserved, but at the same point, if you look at the way that he has a control over that bluegill, she'll do anything that he wants. But again, I think it's more his reserved nature that puts him in the 2-hole. If we could just dial up his aggressiveness and get him to kind of be a little bit prouder and almost be more cocky. He has the ability to drive. He has the ability to get her stuck. I think if we just kind of turn up that intensity, I think that top pair gets a lot closer. Young lady in third, unfortunately, partner just kind of gave out part way. She has the drive, she has the intensity, she knows what to do and where to go. I think if we just give her a partner that wants to be out here and wants to drive, I think we can really put her into the top end of this class a lot more firmly. Young lady rounds out our class. Unfortunately, partner just did not want to participate today. My hat's off for her for not losing her composure, because we've all been there. We all know what hogs are like when they don't want to work, and it can be very frustrating and infuriating. So for her to maintain her composure, hats off to her. Give those kids a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is Heat 1 of age 15 Swine Showmanship. This is Xander Fishback, Madeline Royce, Ronnie Bullock, Nolan Armour, and Scarlett Lucky. Making their way to the arena at this time is Heat 2 of age 15 Swine Showmanship. This is Kylie Bosom, Ace Tyndall, Olivia Havrilla, Shelby Swader, Isabella Bickle, and Allie Morrison. Congratulations, age 16 Swine Showmanship. In first place, Caitlin Brandenburg. Second place, Jaden Swader. Third place, Savannah Smith. And fourth place, Riley Carnahan.
In this first heat for this particular age division, I elected to keep back 2 of these that will rework when we get through the second heat. Please give these remainder kids a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is Heat 2 of age 15 Swine Showmanship. This is Kylie Bosom, Ace Tyndall, Olivia Havrilla, Shelby Swader, Isabella Bickle, and Allie Morrison. Allie Morrison, you have 2 minutes. Please be making your way to the arena at this time.
For the second heat for this particular age division, I elected to keep 3 of these individuals back. We're going to rework the top end, but please give these 2 young ladies a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Making their way to the arena at this time is age 14 Swine Showmanship. This is Taylor Dopp, Isabella Carnahan, Addison Strotman, Kemper Shepard, and Jax Dodson.
For our first age group that had 2 heats, I think we've turned up the competition to its max level. The 3 individuals that lead off this particular age division, I think, are the epitome that I've seen most of this summer. I mean, you name it, they have it. They have aggressiveness, they have intensity, they have control. These 3 individuals, I think if we let them drive for another hour, we're still going to be just splitting hairs like we were. From first to third, these 3 did an absolutely phenomenal job. The young lady in the pink with the blue-eyed gilt there, from start to finish, I think that she probably did the most things right. And it started just from when she entered the ring. From when she first entered this ring, she gave me as many views before she ever shut that gate. And for me, she maximized the amount of time that she was allotted for her one-on-one. When each of these kids come out, it's my job as the evaluator to give them each of their 5 seconds of fame. It's just like a job interview. It's when you first go in there and the interviewer looks at you and says, "Impress me." She did what no one else has done all day today, and she showed me as many angles as she possibly could before she turned around and shut that gate. So that set her apart very early on in this class. Getting down to 2 and 3, the young man and the young lady, those two do a lot of things very, very similar. The only thing that really kind of sets them apart, as the drive went on, the young man kind of wanted to back off in terms of pace, and I think that probably is what set them apart. The young lady does a phenomenal job. She probably will drift a little bit more compared to the young lady in the pink, but in terms of aggressiveness and her ability to get that bear drove, she does a phenomenal job. Love the intensity, love the aggressiveness. The young man that sits there in third, unfortunately, he ran into two very, very, very good young ladies. And unfortunately, as this drive has went on, his partners kind of wanted to get a little bit more ring sour. He hasn't lost his patience, but I have noticed as that partner started to push back and fight back, you do tend to want to get a little bit more nervous. And if you notice, that'll get your whip going a little bit more frequently at home. Try to maintain that calm. But I love the intensity, love the eye contact. The young man does a great job. The young man there in the black that's got the belted gilt there, he does an absolutely great job. Unfortunately, he just wants to drift a little bit too much and doesn't quite have that aggressiveness as the three above him, but he does a great job in terms of ring presence and presentation. Hats off to him. Young lady that rounds us out, I think one that does a really great job in terms of the fundamentals, has great control. Unfortunately, partner doesn't always want to do exactly what you want him to do. Skin and hair needs just a little bit of work, and in showmanship, that is a priority for me. I do like that because it is a presentation. It's how you represent yourself. So work on that at home, but I think she does a great job in terms of eye contact and in control over him when he's willing to cooperate with her. Please give them a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 14 Swine Showmanship. This is Taylor Dopp, Isabella Carnahan, Addison Strotman, Kemper Shepard, and Jax Dodson. Congratulations, age 15 Swine Showmanship. In first place, Shelby Swader. In second place, Madeline Royce. Third place, Ronnie Bullock. Fourth place, Ace Tyndall. And in fifth place, Olivia Havrilla. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 13 Swine Showmanship. This is Shelby Bainham, Case Sexton, Colton Phillips, Stella Ninachuk, Paisley Ealing, Claire Wosner, and McKenna McAvoy. Thank you to Tyndall Feed and Supply for donating and helping sponsor the Hog Showmanship and Market Hog banners. Let's give them a round of applause.
Class that I felt, other than our top two, fell together fairly logically for me. I think our two individuals that if we were able to give them both better partners, I think we'd have a better read on their abilities, because I think both of them do a lot of things that are very, very good. Unfortunately, both of them have partners that just do not want to be out here and participating today. The young man that I elected to lead off with has the most cooperative partner, but if you study how he positions himself in the ring, he knows what he's doing. His partner is actually the one that's limiting him today. So for him to be able to still take a partner that doesn't want to do what we're asking them to do and still be able to come out and give a good performance, it's my hat's off to him for being able to do that, and I think that's what sets him apart, especially in this class. Young lady in the pink had a ton of confidence for her when the class initially started in terms of eye contact and intensity and starting in the holding pen. She had that in spades. Unfortunately, her partner was like, watch this, hold my beer, I'm not doing this. So for my hat goes off to her in terms of just being able to keep her cool and staying calm when her partner is really not wanting to cooperate with her. So for her to sit in second with a partner that really wants to ride the rail more and not be as cooperative is very good for her. I think it became a little bit more challenging as we kind of work our way through this class, simply for the fact of we needed to find out who made the least amount of flaws. The young man that sits in third, I know he's a little bit more laid back and reserved, but in terms of positioning, he used the most amount of surface possible. Unfortunately, there was a couple times I caught him crossing over on my side, so those are the mistakes that we kind of need to correct. Young lady's partner there in the corner that sitting in four, unfortunately that one just did not want to participate today, and her partner took her out of the equation for that. But she did a great job in terms of maintaining her cool and not getting too aggressive with that gilt. Young lady that will round our class out, unfortunately just kind of was a little bit more hesitant when she was trying to position herself, a little bit too laid back. We need to make her a little bit more aggressive and kind of position herself a little bit better throughout the ring. But give them a big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 13 Swine Showmanship. This is Shelby Bainham, Case Sexton, Colton Phillips, Stella Ninachuk, Paisley Ealing, Claire Wosner, and McKenna McAvoy. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 12 Swine Showmanship. This is Bristol Peltz, Briley Clem, Travis Brandenburg, Riley Borchers, Paisley Tyndall, Wesley Tucker, Olivia Sloan, and Josie Davis. Congratulations, age 14 Showmanship. In first place, Kemper Shepard. Second place, Addison Stratman. Third place, Jax Dodson. Fourth place, Taylor Dopp. And in fifth place, Isabella Carnahan.
More of a challenging class because I feel like we had a lot of kids when we initially came out into this drive that they came full throttle, but as the drive kind of wore on, we saw some that got a little bit more laid back, or maybe their partner tended to want to wear out a little bit more. The young lady that wins this class, I think she does because she just stands the test of time. The longer the drive went on, the more and more presence that she made herself known. She was never the most aggressive, she was never the most intense, but at the same point, from from start to finish, her pace has stayed the same. She's not overworked that animal. She's not pushed him harder than he can be pushed. She knows his limitations, and she's maintained that pace the entire time. But on top of that, she has the intensity, she has the aggressiveness that we like to see. So I think it's a great way to start this class off. It gets a little bit more challenging when we go down to 2 and 3. I think between the two young men, they both do things a little bit differently. One wants to be a little bit more upright, a little bit more reserved, and then there's one that's a little bit more aggressive. But unfortunately, I think where it kind of their partners are what set them apart in terms of their final placings. Young man here in the platted shirt that's going to go ahead and be second. He just happened, just like our class winner. His consistency throughout the drive is what let him maintain his position. Unfortunately, he did want to drift a little bit more as the drive went on, but he did a great job. Young man here in third actually outpaces the young man in second in terms of his aggressiveness, his intensity, but unfortunately, the harder he wants to push on that barrier, the more that barrier wants to push back, and I think that's where he kind of runs into a little bit of a disadvantage with the two that ran in front of him. But love his eye contact, love his intensity, love his ability to get the hog drove, just needs to cooperate a little bit better. A young lady that goes there in fourth, in terms of early on in the class, had the most confidence in her, actually. There was a few passes that she made. She had the right look. She had the right pace. She did a lot of things right. Unfortunately, the longer we go, her partner just wants to give out on her a little bit more, and that's kind of put her at more of a disadvantage compared to those three in front of her. I think it gets a little bit more tight as we kind of round out the class with the three young ladies, and I think they do a lot of things both very similar and dissimilar in terms of their ability to drive and get them to where they need to be. They have the fundamentals. Unfortunately, I think we get a little too excited or maybe a little bit too aggressive. The young lady directly in front of me, I think she has the right look and the right intensity. Biggest thing is, though, it seems the longer we drive and the more nervous she might want to get, she might want to tend to overutilize her whip. If we could just kind of stay a little bit more calm and be a little bit more reserved with how we use that whip, I think it would benefit us all. But the two young ladies that kind of round out our class, unfortunately, just need to have a little bit better control and kind of improve a little bit on skin and hair, but I think they do a great job in terms of coming out here and not losing their cool with their partners. Please give them a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 12 Swine Showmanship. This is Bristol Peltz, Briley Clem, Travis Brandenburg, Riley Borchers, Paisley Tyndall, Wesley Tucker, and Josie Davis. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 11 Swine Showmanship. This is Elijah Newberry, Libby Riley, Ansel Hatfield, and Sadie Wolfer.
Well, every time I judge a county fair or jackpot show, and whenever I do showmanship, I always find one kid I'm kind of scared of, and this young lady happens to be the one. Um, the amount of intensity that she has is absolutely bone-chilling. And that's the kind of look that I like to go for. The one that looks like if I don't pick them, they're going to fight me. And that's exactly the look that she gives, but it's not to the point where it deters from her. When it comes to showmanship, the thing that I love to see is I want to see the kid that when they step in this ring, they have a look on their face and they present themselves, I'm here to win. If you don't pick me, you're stupid. That's the goal that every showman should strive to present themselves. And it's not an arrogant thing. It's a confidence thing because they've put the time in at home. They've put the time in throughout the years that they've accumulated knowledge and talent. It's no different than a kid that travels on a travel baseball team and eventually ends up with a scholarship. And the young lady there in the pink, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse by any means, but I think she does a phenomenal job. So you younger kids that are looking for a role model, I think this is somewhere where you can kind of tie in. And if she's willing to help you, I definitely want to listen. Taking nothing away from the young man there in the blue, he does an absolutely phenomenal job. He just happened to run into an absolute buzzsaw. In terms of his ability to get this animal positioned where it needs to be, but not overutilizing his utensil is commendable, especially for a young man. Generally, when we see these kids show in showmanship, usually actually the young men are usually who wants to get a little bit more nervous and whip happy. So for him to not fall into that pitfall like a lot of boys do is highly commendable. Like I said before, he just happened to run into a really good buzzsaw. If we could put him in a class before or class after, I think it'd be a different story. I think it gets a little bit closer as we kind of sort down through the rest of the class. The young man there that comes out next, I think, is he was just more reserved and laid back, but happened to be able to consistently have more ring presence. And then the young lady that follows him just happened to have a partner that didn't quite want to do exactly what they wanted to do. And then the two young ladies that round the class out probably didn't see them as much. They more wanted to drift and probably didn't have as much presence in the center of the ring or directly in front of me. They kind of wanted to be out more to the edges, but they did a great job in terms of coming out here, having a good time. Please give them a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Congratulations, age 12 Swine Showmanship. In first place, Paisley Tyndall. Second place, Travis Brandenburg. Third place, Wesley Tucker. Fourth place, Riley Borchers. And in fifth place, Bristol Peltz. Entering the arena at this time is age 11 Showmanship. This is Elijah Newberry, Ansel Hatfield, Sadie Wolfer, and Jack Wilson. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 10 Showmanship. This is Lux Shaw, Isaac Bertzel, Kendall Jett, Cassidy Bain, Brantley Clem, Kane Sexton, and Asher Hatfield. Please be making your way to the arena.
Young man with the calico gilt, I think, is the one that, in terms of doing the most things right and having drive and passion, I think he is the one that has that in spades. If you look at the way that this young man is attempting to get this gilt drove right now, I mean, he's putting every ounce of passion and drive he can into this, and to me, that is more important than anything, because if I can see the look on your face and I know that that your heart's not in it, we can read it 100% on your face. I don't care how good of a poker face you have. I've seen enough of these kids over the years. We've helped enough of them as our family has. This young guy, his heart's fully in it, and to see the amount of effort that he puts out, I think that's earned him his spot there. I think it gets a little bit more challenging when we get down to 2 and 3. Both those young men are both more on the reserve, kind of laid back side of things, and I think it more happened to do with positioning that split that pair. The young man here coming closest to me in the red plaid shirt, just happened to see him, and he had a more ideal distance for me when it came to this pair, and I think that's what kind of put him more in second, firmly in my mind. Taking nothing away from the young man there on the far end with the other calico gilt, I think he does a great job in terms of being calm and cool and collected. Unfortunately, I think we need to utilize his utensil just a little bit more forcefully to get that gilt to do more what he wants to do, but I do appreciate the fact that he is calm and cool and doesn't overutilize his utensil. So that right there is kind of a trade-off for those two, and I think that's what splits that pair. Young lady that rounds the class off, unfortunately, partner just does not want to cooperate, and I think that kind of just hinders her a little bit more in this class. Taking nothing away from her, I think she did a great job of staying calm and cool, but please give these kids a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 10 Swine Showmanship. This is Lux Shaw, Isaac Birdsell, Kendall Jett, Cassidy Bain, Kane Sexton, and Asher Hatfield. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 9 Swine Showmanship. This is Sawyer Fairchild, Charlotte Williams, Brennan Wolfer, Caitlin Lindsley, Lyle Riley, Oakley Fleming, and Boone Burbage. Please be making your way to the arena.
I think a very, very nice class. As we work our way into these younger kids, it's always impressive to see some of them that I know a lot of us probably ringside tend to want to underestimate some of these younger kids, but I think the young man that we elect to lead the class off, he's got ability above his years in terms of his intensity, ring presence, and control. He does a phenomenal job, but he doesn't overutilize his utensil in any means, and he utilizes the full surface. Congratulations to him, did a great job. Young man there in second, I think, is does a lot of things and very similar to our class winner, but he does it in a more reserved kind of way. He's more laid back, he's calm, he's upright in his posture, but at the same point, it doesn't diminish his control over that gilt. He doesn't overexert the whip, and he doesn't push it too hard. It just happened to be a little bit more personal preference today that led to that. So hopefully that doesn't discourage him by any means. It's one man's opinion today, and I just happen to like a little bit more aggressive showman. But the young man does a phenomenal job. Just would like to dial up his intensity a little bit. I think that's where it kind of gets a little bit more interesting as we kind of work through this class. The young man there that's in fourth, I think in terms of being able to get off the rail earlier on in the class, he did a great job. Unfortunately, we probably weren't in motion as much as we'd like to be, and that was kind of where I felt that we were lacking a little bit. And that's what put him over the young lady there that had already exited the ring. She was more in motion throughout the class. Unfortunately, she wanted to drift and put a little bit more distance between myself and her. And then the two young ladies that round out the class, I think some similar problems in terms of just not being able to get those ones off the rail and having to overutilize the utensil a little bit. But these individuals did a great job as they head on back to the barn. Please give them a round of applause.
Congratulations, H10 Swine Showmanship. In first place, Kane Sexton. Second place, Asher Hatfield. Third place, Kendall Jett. Fourth place, Isaac Bertzel. And in fifth place, Cassidy Bain. Making their way to the arena at this time is age 8 Swine Showmanship. This is Kirsten Gray and Hadley Dietrich. Please be making your way to the arena.
I think a great way to start this class off. Young Man does a phenomenal job in terms of being probably one of the more reserved showmen that's surfaced today that still actually has that intensity and control that we're looking for, but at the same point, he actually stays a lot more calm and cool, and I really appreciate that because it's a style that really suits him and that partner in terms of the way that they present themselves. I think a very nice, logical place to start. Young lady there in the red, white, and blue pants, I think that's a great way for us to go into a second. In terms of a lady that has the intensity and has the drive in terms of wanting to be out here, unfortunately, there was a few minor mistakes that I caught her making, and that's what sorted her into the 2-hole. But I think a very, very good showman to go there in second. Young lady in third, unfortunately, she had probably the best first half out of the two young ladies there in the top end of this class. Unfortunately, her partner about halfway through wanted to give out and kind of push back a little bit more, and that's what sorted her down there in 3. I think as we kind of round out the rest of the class, we have some similarities in terms of the issues that we have with the remaining 3 young ladies in terms of just finite control with their partner and just things that we need to work with on in terms of yard time at home. But I think they do a great job in terms of eye contact and not overutilizing the utensils. But please give these individuals a big round of applause as they head on back to the barn.
Entering the arena at this time is age 8 Swine Showmanship. This is Kirsten Gray and Hadley Dietrich. Making their way to the arena at this time is all first place showmanship class winners. This is Stacy Arthur, Mason Ross, Caitlin Brandenburg, Shelby Swader, Kemper Shepard, Claire Wosner, Paisley Tyndall, Jack Wilson, Kane Sexton, and Boone Burbage. Please be making your way to the arena at this time.
Two entries here in this last class of showmanship, and I think these two young ladies are a great way to end tonight. Young lady here directly in front of me with the blue-eyed gill, it's going to lead us off, and I think in terms of just doing all the fundamentals, but then putting a little bit of extra flair on it, I think that's the logical place for this class winner to be, and she does a great job in terms of just not only utilizing the full surface, but she is focused and intense in terms of getting that gilt drove, and I really like it, especially at this age, and the amount of focus that she's willing to give this is great. Taking nothing away from the young lady here in second, and I think it's more just an intensity thing that wants to separate these two. Like we've talked all day long, and I try to be as consistent as I can. I like those more intense showmen. I know there's an exception to every rule, but I try to be as consistent as I possibly can throughout the day. Please give these two young ladies a big round of applause, and we'll get you into your overall showman drive.
Congratulations to your age 8 Swine Showman. In first place, Kirsten Gray, and in second place, Hadley Dietrich. Entering the arena at this time is all first place showmanship winners. This is Stacy Arthur, Mason Ross, Caitlin Brandenburg, Shelby Swader, Kemper Shepard, Claire Wosner, Paisley Tyndall, Jack Wilson, Kane Sexton, Boone Burbage, and Kirsten Gray. At the conclusion of the junior swine showmanship, we will have adult showmanship followed by Pee Wee.
please give these kids a big round of applause because we all know how hard it is to make it to this stage. I need to commend all the breeders, mentors, parents, grandparents, whoever got these kids to this stage. My hat goes off to you because this is a great group of kids and a great barn staff to work with here. And I think that this showmanship has really opened my eyes in terms of just how deep the county fairs have gotten in the state of Ohio in terms of showmanship over the years, because I think this is a great group of kids that have really pushed the envelope in terms of what we should expect to see from kids of these ages. I think it kind of comes down to a two-horse race, but there is one that I feel like the longer that we go gets more and more of a commanding lead, and I think that this individual sets themselves apart just because they are not afraid to go against the grain or go against traffic. And every time I turn around, this individual is right in front of me or right within my line of sight. But the biggest thing is those eyes are still absolutely terrifying. Young lady directly here in the pink is going to be your champion.
Congratulations to your overall swine showman, Paisley Tyndall. At this time, we need all adult hog showmen to be making their way to the arena. This is Robin Hatfield, Eric Nas, Kyle Wosner, Tyler Davis, Lucy Whitmer, Jody Nas, Shelby Highfield, and Hannah Heller.
For this particular showmanship drive, this will be the last time I pick up the microphone. The individual that's going to be reserved, I think, did push our champion fairly hard. It's just as the drive went on, there was just some differences that separate them. But taking nothing away from this other individual, the other young lady here in the pink is going to be our reserve.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out today and supporting the kids. Junior Fairboard has some quarter zip gray sweatshirts. You'll see them around. We have several people with them that they're selling. If you're interested in those, please find Harley Crewy after the show. Thank you. He is seated down in this section somewhere. Oh, up top. There he is waving. Thank you.
We need Paisley Tyndall to please make her way back to the arena to help judge showmanship. Making their way to the arena at this time is Pee Wee Hog Showmanship. This is Piper Standering, Isabel Osborne, Piper Ealing, Jackson Tucker, Calliope Miller, Jenna Newberry, David Dixon, Colton Shepard, Braxton Forsey, Tabor Burbage, and Chase Tumser.
After our showmanship committee had our deliberation, we actually elected back two individuals that we're going to have, and that's the young lady here in the with the calico gilt. She's going to be first, and then the young lady in the glasses there with the belted gilt, she's going to be second. Please give those two a big round of applause. They did a phenomenal job in terms of just making sure that their kids back home know who actually is the showman at home.
Just a quick announcement for everybody in the barn. The Market Swine Show will be starting promptly tonight at 6 p.m. with Market Barrows. Wristbands for the hog show tonight can be picked up in the junior Fairboard office between 12 and 1. Again, the wristbands for the hog show tonight can be picked up in the junior Fairboard office between 12 and 1.
please give these kids a big round of applause before they start heading back. I think this is a great opportunity that your county has given these kids to get started prior to their 4-H career and come out and kind of dip their toe in the pond. So my hat's off to you guys for being able to do that and give these kids an opportunity to come out here to show. Like I said, give them another big round of applause before they head on back to the barn.